In this particular video, I'd like to take a look at problem 20 and how it relates to the T2 dependent means on the template. So you've got data here, and there's two samples, two operators, but each operator is measuring the same subject. So one measures the one subject and the second one measures the other subject. So because the subjects are used by both operators, this is a paired sample. We need to find the average of the difference between them and the standard deviation of that difference. So what I did was I put it into Excel here, okay, and I typed in the numbers. I made the template so that you can put up to 30 values in here. If you need more, you're going to have to change the functions around, but I made it so that it would do this. So if you type in these numbers, it automatically calculates and counts how many numbers you have. Notice that it counts based on D. So if I put a new number in here, and I put a new number in here, nothing happens until I click here and it makes the change. Now it counts. If I take these out, I get a 0 there. I still have 9. You're going to have to delete that value as well. Okay. Now, if the values don't show up, if for some reason the calculation isn't working because I deleted that, I made a mistake, or I have more, the next problem has less, what you're going to want to do is take this formula here and just simply put your mouse on the corner and calculate it down. Okay, and then it will automatically put those in there. But for now, I don't need them, so I'm going to leave them out. N is equal to 8. This is the difference. This is the calculation of the difference of the means, the average difference. This one is the calculation of the standard deviation. This one is the formula for the test statistic, the t-test statistic. That formula is in your textbook. I've converted it to an Excel function here. These are your p-values to pick from, depending on whether you have a left tail, a right tail, or a two-tailed test. You will choose the correct one. Over here, you'll see duplicates of the values only because I've used the analysis tool pack. Some Excel's functions, some versions of Excel actually allow you to use the analysis tool pack. Others do not, so you can use it this way. For the confidence intervals, you're going to want to put in the confidence interval, and then you're going to want to put in the confidence value, which you're going to find by going into the table. So if you look at a 90%, if I want a 90% confidence interval, I would use this column. A 95% confidence interval, I would use this column. Since the problem is asking for a 95% confidence interval, you can put in 95%. I set it up so that you have to look up the critical value with the degrees of freedom is 7, with a confidence interval of 95 is 2.365. Once you put that in, your upper and lower limits. And so, as I look over here, okay, my X bar and my standard deviation are in here. Okay, they're right here and here. Allows you to answer the questions. The t statistic, again, is here, t statistic. Okay, the degrees of freedom is n minus 1, so that you're going to have to write that in. The p-value, in this case it's a two-tailed test, so that's why I'm using this value and not the other two. Notice the formula. Again, you can, if you have any questions on how I came up with these formulas, please don't hesitate to ask. The confidence interval that's looking for down here is asking for a confidence interval with a 95% confidence, and so I look down here and I put that confidence interval, it calculated my margin of error and my lower and my upper limits. You should round to the space that they ask for. So that should give you a heads up on how to work on number 20 or any other two-dependent mean problem.